Guys, this redbud tree is just glorious. Filling out with all those blooms all the way up. The bees were just going nuts over it yesterday. It's just gorgeous little happy blossoms. The Japanese maple is also putting out its blooms. And the bees are actually going pretty crazy for these too. They're super tiny. Here's my finger. Teeny tiny. But yeah, these things put out blossoms, and then in the fall they have these little whirligig seeds that are blowing everywhere. But they're fun, happy little trees. Chickens crack me up. Caleb, what do you got there, buddy? You got a shirt full of eggs? Oh, look at all those eggs. Should probably go put those in a carton. What do you think? Okay, let's go.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, buddy.
A man and his chicken.
I'm a chicken. It's funny, I don't always remember their names, but this one is usually the one that will like, oh, pet me, love me. Very sweet. Her name's Goldilocks. You learn something about every bird the more you hold them and play with them, and this chicken. Jade's just scraping her face on the ground.
This one's actually Frimple Pants.
Oh, it's Frimple Pants. Hey.
Because she's got a maple leaf on her beak. Scrounging around.
Alright, you want to go play? Peace.
Orpingtons are so dignified looking with all their fluff. Hey, you.
Hey.
Who are you holding?
Chuckles.
Yeah, it's Chuckles. Chuckles is a little bantam chicken that we got with our first chickens
These feet.
like 9 years ago. And she's the only one who stuck around because she was so friendly. We just couldn't cull her out of the flock. She's just so awesome. And we call her bomb-proof because the kids can do anything with her. They've turned her upside down and wandered all over the yard with her, put her in wagons, and so she's awesome little sweet chicken. We love her. Huh, Caleb?
Got a friend there, huh?
I do. But if I stop?
She's like, hey, mom. Mom. I love, like, we don't do it very often, but it's really nice to just come and take some time to just sit with the animals. They are, I wouldn't say starved for attention, but they sure do love it. Oh, would you mind? What is this? Ow. Don't you go any lower.
See pictures.
She's like, I'm petting you back.
Hey, Betsy. Oh, yeah. We get the whole body tensing up when you scratch them in just the right spot. And they freeze.
Pergo, Jane's coming up behind you. Did I hear scratching? Scratching? Yes?
Betsy's a little bit of a weirdo when it comes to goats because she actually likes the insides of her ears rubbed.
I'm ready to tangle around the tangle.
That's contentedness right there. Hi.
Dad.
Thanks for joining the conversation there.
Dad,
Tiana the chicken.
Dad, I could see Chuckle's skin.
Yep, there's Chuckle's skin. Caleb has found Chuckle's skin.
No,
Well, this might be the last time we sit out in the middle of this dirt patch.
Yeah.
Part of the
New
part
project.
of the plan is to put some grass back in here and see how that goes. Oh yeah, she's loving that scratch.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're at Home Depot getting ready for our next big project. David, you want to talk to us about it?
Sure, we're gonna seed the backyard. You've probably seen the videos. We have a nice, lovely dirt patch. It's our precious dirt patch. It's what we call home. But we are going to put some grass down. We've over the years we've had different success levels with really nice lawns and really shabby lawns. And when we added onto our house, at that point our really nice lawn kind of took a dump, and our sprinkler system got shut off while they were doing all the work. Had to redo everything. It never really recovered. So anyway, we're gonna actually do a little bit of landscaping. We're gonna do a little bit of seeding, and most importantly, we have to do some fencing because that baby grass does not stand a chance with the chickens and the goats and the kids. So we're gonna kind of give them area to run. They'll be able to run all over the house and the side yard and the pathways that we give them. But the main lawn area is gonna be off limits for a few months while the grass gets established and is able to take their weight and their traffic. Most recently we planted seed, and I think I just pulled the fence too soon. We pulled it after the first cutting, and that grass just kind of got trampled, exactly. And anyway, so we're looking forward to it. We're doing a little more on the expensive side. We'll let you know exactly how much it all is, but fresh contractor grass seed, fence posts, fencing that's 4 feet high so no goats and chickens can hop it. And then we got some nice edging stuff, which Amanda has been looking at for a while and talking about. But it's kind of no dig and should be somewhat easy to put in. But I'll show you how to do that as we do it. Sounds like it's going to be a fun little project.
Yeah.
Kids are looking at all the flowers over here.
Yes, we're in the nursery area now because Audrey desperately wanted to look at all the flowers. So we're just looking at all the things. Audrey, did you find something pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They're pretty.
Those are pretty, huh?
Those ones actually smell good too. And those white ones, the tiny white ones.
Yeah, that's sweet alyssum. You know, bees love sweet alyssum.
Well, I smell it and it's so good.
I actually have a bunch of these started in the house right now.
You do?
I do.
Caleb, what kind of bird is that?
Red cardinal?
Yeah.
Betsy, what are you doing? She's trying really hard to eat that label.
She's gonna get it.
She's gonna succeed, isn't she?
All
Alright, so we are back home now with all of our supplies.
Yes, we are. We got some stakes, we got some 4-foot galvanized fencing, and we have really, really, really strongly dedicated children who are going to do all the work for us, right, kids?
No. No.
Wow, that was...
Isn't that the purpose for having children,
yeah.
is for free slave labor?
Well, we do have a kid who's very interested in eating some paper. But no, what we're going to do first is we're going to rake up all the bark that the chickens and children have spread out into the area that will soon be grass. And then I'm going to...
It's a mess.
I'm going to actually put the stakes on this side all the way around. Then I'm going to lay out, we got this new edging, and I'm going to put the edging around where our bark is going to be, and where we're going to have the chicken sand bath area, dust bath bathing area, and then it get going. So I will probably do some filming, or Amanda will film kind of the process, and as stuff that's interesting pops up, I'll make sure we take you along with us. So enjoy.
Very cool. All right, the yard's been raked, now what?
Well, we're going to put the stakes up, and I'm going to actually put them on the inside of all this barrier. The idea being that once we are done putting the actual fence up, then we can put the fresh, if you look down here, we have this grass board
Edging.
It's kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest. You have to dig up and...
Well, this is a big issue we're having over here.
Yeah, I mean,
See,
see that.
the end gets torn up. And we've had to rebury sections all along the line here because of the chickens digging it up and the goats tripping over it or whatever.
Exactly. So my idea is to just go ahead and put the fence on the outside all the way around where I want that barrier to be, that edging. And then once it's up, I will then go through and put the edging exactly where I want, and we'll seed all the way up to the edge. That way we're not dealing with spots that didn't get, grass and then filling those spots in after everything else is set. It may happen anyway, but what's that?
Chickens will stick their head through the fence to eat the seeds.
Of course. It's
So
like birdseed.
give it a margin of error.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and run around and put these things approximately 6 feet apart. I think I got enough to do it. We're going to actually block off the entire back of the house. So even though that is not going to be accessible to the goats and the chickens, we're probably not going to grass all the way to the house. We're going to have a walkway, but we're going to have some plants get established during that same time the grass is being grown. So, and we'll bark in a little pathway there too. So anyway, enjoy and watch us slam some posts in the ground. Have some fun. Oh, there's my helicopter. I let the hospital use it. It's right down the street. Off to save someone's life.
Bye, Metafly helicopter. I love your super elaborate protective footwear.
Safety is very important here in City, so that's why we always require the finest of Californian safety footwear. It's gonna be okay.
It's a temporary fence.
Since this is intended to be a straight line on this
Ish.
side. Huh?
Ish.
I'd rather make sure both ends are straight, put my line down, and then get everything in right over there. Whoa. Like a glove. It was like it was meant to be.
The goats are over here, making sure that the project materials are up to snuff. With the chicken committee. If you have a group of chickens, instead of the peanut gallery, is it a poultry gallery?
Poultry in motion. That's my wife.
You love me for my bad jokes. Or maybe despite them.
No, I really for him. Among other things. I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter thinking about you.
That moment when you work so hard to get things in a pile and then the chickens find it before you can pick it up.
Where's that water coming from? All right, so we're gonna put up the fence now, and I'm gonna be connecting the posts to the fence using just zip ties, cable ties. They come in very large bags. I laughed at Amanda when she came home with 1,000 zip ties, and I now need to tell her, I'm very sorry, babe. She was so right. Like, I didn't think we'd ever go through them, and I mean, look how many we've gone through this bag. For whatever reason, we always have a use for zip ties. So, get some, use them well, improve the world and stuff. Anyway, we're gonna put up some fencing. All right, so we are gonna use some 4-foot galvanized fence. As you can see, it is going to be just a little taller than the posts we have up. No biggie. I'm gonna probably use Amanda and Nathan's help just to get the fence tight and zip tied in place. And hi, sweetheart. Is she gonna join us?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna join us. All right.
evil mastermind with, you know, they have like that ridiculously fluffy cat or whatever on their lap. I get my naked neck chicken. There we go. So we decided not to cut the roll of fencing because it would be just way easier to reuse it if we leave it as a 100-foot roll. So we just have it zip tied here after the end post on the back side here. So it's rolled around and then zip tied back to itself. But it's not the most like perfect, straight fencing, but because it's temporary, we're not really worried about it being 100% perfect. It's only going to be for a short while we get all this grass growing. But so there's still a nice alleyway here for all the animals so they can still access a goodly portion of the yard, and the goats can still get to their favorite area, which is my patio.
All right, so what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna kind of create a door out of this giant pallet. I'm going to fasten it right here with a zip tie, very loosely, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna allow it to kind of swing open and swing closed.
It'll be a hinge.
Be a kind of a hinge, yeah. So the idea is not to give regular access to anyone, but we have to have access to seed and to do the stuff. So once we are, and really we're gonna have a pathway here, so we wanna be able to get in there, turn on the sprinklers, that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll kind of see what we do here.
Okay, so we've got 2 zip ties linked together.
This entire yard. No, we're not.
Which is
That's
just
a good idea.
barely, there's the magic click, barely gonna make it work.
And you go out.
It's amazing. Once you're only working with like 2 feet of space, suddenly the children all need to be in that same space.
Oh yeah.
There comes a time in every man's life when he has to ask himself, do you always make the best decisions? And right about the time where you go, man, I've done so many good things today. Look at this beautiful fence. Look at that nice little gate. And look at this giant stinking green tote that I left in the middle of the gated area.
That's not going to fit through that gate.
So, this is where I get to be He-Man.
I was going to say, we get to be He-Man together and lift it over the 4-foot fence.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the trash ran this morning, so it's mostly empty.
Trash day!
Yay!
Oh, the things that we celebrate on city farms.
Nice! I am deeply impressed.
That was really, it was one of those crushing feelings like, oh, what have I done?
If it was full, that'd be a much bigger problem.
Oh, yes. Oh, you see what the goat's doing here, leaning up against? She's already testing it. Let's just rub against the fence.
Well, and she's going to start shedding her winter coat here really soon. So she's going to start getting really itchy. And those goats are going to love this fence. They're going to rub all up and down it.
We're going to have hair in every little crevice.
You can see all the hair clumps that are on my garden gate. That's goat hair from them rubbing back and forth on it.
Well, we've got the first step of this garden yard thing all finished up. I think we did a good bit of work today. Now I get to go in and spend a few minutes relaxing before we're off to baseball practice tonight. Thanks for hanging out. It was fun.
Thank you for hanging out today with us in the backyard and getting started on another new project. This is your urban nerd with the goat herd telling you, you can grow where you're planted.
Unless you're grass seed, then the chickens will eat you.
Well, yeah, naturally. Catch you guys next time.